Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Ogana, I think the 5 minutes grace period has passed, so if we can start. Thank you. Hello, Salom. Please, can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening. Good evening,
Yeah,
everyone.
I think it's past the grace period, so yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you very much. Good evening once again. You're all welcome to today's time with the alumni session. Today is session 2.4, and we'll have an interesting session today. My name is Gabriel Salomaume, GHASKA Organizing Secretary, and I'll be your host for the program. We begin with an opening prayer, and I would like all of us to close our eyes and let us pray. So Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for how far you've brought us. We thank you for giving us these opportunities to share ideas and learn from people who share ideas. Father, we pray that you make this program a successful one. Come and moderate it. Come and impact our speakers with knowledge so that at the end of the day, we can give you glory and honor. In your mighty name we pray. Amen. So the Time with Alumni was introduced by this administration under the leadership of Ms. Joy Nana Okogun Odumpli. So this was an initiative to first of all, get the GHASKA alumni to get closer to the GHASKA community, and also for the GHASKA members to learn from their alumni's experiences and then get to pick one or two stars from it. This program, currently we are at the version or the session 2.4, and so far it's been very successful and we've had positive feedback from the GHASKA members. The program is expected to run through from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, with sessions expected to happen every month. So right now we are 2.4. Next month we'll have 2.5 and then 2.6 in that order. This program is an interesting program. Normally we have just one person on our presentation slides, but today we have a beautiful couple here. So our couple for today, and then there will be our moderators, sorry. So our moderators for this special event edition are the adults. And then this couple, I mean, they have an interesting story. I think they will share the story with us today. I mean, this handsome gentleman and beautiful woman we see here have been happily married for nearly 5 years and are blessed with a beautiful daughter. The head of the family, Dr. Ado, holds a PhD in Energy and Materials Engineering from Dongguk University, while Mrs. Ado holds a master's degree in International Trade from Aju University. Beyond their academic and professional accomplishments, they are devoted Christians who actively serve as elder and deaconess, respectively, in the Church of Pentecost, South Korea. In the Church of Pentecost, they continue to contribute to the spiritual growth and welfare of the community. As a couple, they exemplify the values of faith, family, service, and purpose, making them well suited to moderate this session. On behalf of GHASKA and the executives, we would like to formally welcome our moderators for today, Mr. and Mrs. Ado. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Please, let's give it up for them. Hello,
Hi,
can you hear me?
hi.
Hi, handsome man. Thank you
Yes,
for the introduction.
I hope you are doing well.
Yes,
Very
we
well,
are
sir.
fine. Thank you.
So tell me, how has the journey been as a couple?
Hey,
Yeah,
I
I'll start
thought
with Mr.
I
Ado.
thought
What are
I thought today is not about us, but us being moderators.
yes. I mean, we start from there. So, Mr. Adok, how has the journey been? What's your favorite thing about Mrs. Adok? That's my question.
Favorite thing?
Yes.
Oh,
Done.
the menu. What can I even say?
Many. Say the one you like the most.
It's just one statement she always says that is my favorite one. Yesu Gbana.
They
Okay.
don't understand.
Yesu Gbana.
Jesus is coming.
Jesus is coming.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
that's the favorite statement I love about her.
And Mrs. Adok, tell me,
Yeah.
what has been your favorite thing about Mr. Adok?
Mm, my favorite thing about him, why are you smiling? He loves smiling, you know, and he hardly gets angry. Yeah, so if
Okay.
you're with a man that hardly gets angry, that's a bonus. Yeah, because you are far from stress. So that's a bonus. So that's one of my favorite things I like about him. He loves smiling. He hardly
I
gets
love that.
angry.
I love.
Mm.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much for devoting your time to moderate today's event. From from now, I'd like to hand over to the couple to continue the session.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Solom. I want to appreciate the GASKA executives for giving us this privilege to moderate all this very important program today. As said, we are the adults, married for almost 5 years now. Yeah, with a daughter. Yeah, so thank you so much. Today, program is we want to learn inspiration from our brothers and sisters that are into marriage, and this is believing that those that are preparing to enter into marriage, those that are in a relationship, and those that are also in marriage will take a few lessons from their lives so far, and also believe that this will also let us understand how GASKA has been a blessing unto some of us, even in building our marriage life. Thank you very much for this privilege.
Yeah. So just for us to be sure that we are on the line and we are not sleeping, can we fly some emojis? Let's be sure that we have living beings on the line. And then we are ready for tonight's session. So can we fly some emojis? Okay, I can see Prince. I can see Madam President. Okay, I can see the zebra case. Yes. I can see Johnson. Okay, I can see
Natiko.
baby. Yachiko.
Okay.
Okay, all right. We are there. We are there. Okay, so we can also go on the GASKA platform. Then we type over there. We are live. We are on, so that we get the others to also join us in. Okay, so without wasting much time, I will hand over back to my husband to give us the introduction of those that we have on our panels.
Okay. Thank you, Queen. So we have three very beautiful, interesting couples to be our panelists for today's program. The first person or the first couple I want to introduce is the Ajays. The Jays, we have history, but I'll keep the history for another day. Yeah, so the Jays are Dr. Daniel Ajiman and Mrs. Helen. Should I say Helen Ajiman or Helen Tansey Lebene? Okay.
Please choose any.
So Dr. Daniel Ajay, Dr. Daniel Ajay is currently a process engineer and a technical specialist with expertise in lithium-ion battery manufacturing and advanced production process. He holds a PhD in energy and materials engineering from Dongguk University and with a background of chemistry from KNUST. Mrs. Helen Lebene Eje is currently pursuing her PhD in digital transformation and innovation at the University of Ottawa in Canada. She holds an HND in purchasing and supply from Koforidua Technical University, formerly Koforidua Polytechnic, a BA in business administration and an MA International Office Administration, all from Iowa University. Dr. Dana and Mrs. Helen J are proud parents of together. They exemplify development as well as family life. Beloved, let's welcome the Ejs. If the Organa can spotlight for the spotlight them for us, please.
Okay, thank you so much. But we have about 21 people here, so it will be good if we are reacting, then it's very lively. Okay, I can see Dr.
Yeah, I can see Dr. J being spotlighted.
You haven't finished that song. Okay. All right. So we will move to all right. Okay, I can see sis.
Gavi.
Yes. God bless you for being here, agreeing to be here tonight. God bless you. Our next
Thank you
couple.
for having us. Yeah.
You're welcome. Our next couple is the Tamaklos. The Tamaklos. So Dr. Ruben Tamaklo and then Mrs. Priscilla Tamaklo. Dr. Ruben holds a PhD in transportation engineering from the University of Seoul. That was between the period of 2017 to 2022. And he is currently serving as a research professor at KAIST. And Mrs. Priscilla Tamaklo holds a Master of Science in Urban Administration and Planning from the University of Seoul. Okay, I can see University of Seoul, University of Seoul. Okay. Between the period of 2022 to 2024. She is a teacher and an entrepreneur, combining her passion for education with business and community engagement. Together, they present a story of shared growth, academic achievement, and purposeful partnership grounded in faith and family values. So, ladies and gentlemen on board, shall we welcome together with emojis flying all around? I want to see the love emojis more because these are couples we are dealing with. So let's fly the love emojis for them. Let's welcome the Tamaklos. We can use the applaud, the hands one too. All right. Okay. 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 I think okay. I've seen my sister. I didn't know it was you. Okay. God is good. Such a beautiful couple. Nice to have you on board. All right. So we take our last couple.
All right. So our last couple for the day is the Jaglates. We have Jaglate Philip Jaglate Ayiku, who is a graduate, a PhD graduate from University of Seoul Tech. Okay, let me just short it. Seoul Tech. Yes, University of Science and Technology. University of Seoul Science and Technology, Seoul Tech. And currently in Germany working with Ericsson as an antenna engineer. Then the wife is Sibu. Yes. The wife is Mrs. Sibu Jaglate, who is a Zimbabwean and currently living together with a husband in Germany. I think I will leave the rest to Philip, the Jaglates to come in here. The Jaglates, let's welcome the Jaglates. Philip,
Thank you so much.
And
unfortunately, we are my wife is unable to join. We are quite busy today. It's my son's 4th birthday, so a lot of preparations and stuff going on in the house. So
that's fine. The two shall be one.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You have been working. You have been working.
Yeah,
that's
we've
nice.
been working. We've been working. So, but yeah, my wife she holds a master's degree in structural engineering, also from Soltech University. She attended undergraduate in KAIST. So I think I heard Dr. Tamaklo is in KAIST, eh? That is nice. So that is about that. We've been here in Germany for some years now. So really happy to be part of this event. Thank you so much for inviting us.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Jaglate, and welcome you all, Dr. Tamaklo and the wife, Dr. Daniel and the wife. Or let me just say the Ajays, the Tamaklos, and the Jaglates. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation.
Okay, so just that we are a little curious. So you want to know how did you meet? I want us to start with the only man standing. Yes, we want to start with the Jaglates. How did you meet and how long have you been married? So, Mr. Philip, if you can come back on video. Okay. Yes.
That was a bit we always have stories to tell. You can come in. Yeah. So give me a second here. My wife is gonna join us. I think yeah. Oh, and then the birthday guy is also joining, so it's gonna be a bit of a challenge.
That's
Give me a second. All right. Here we go. Okay, Zora, come here. Well, like you said, Philip, and we met in 2015, right? We always say there are always three versions of the story of how we met. There is my story, there is her story, and then there is a true story. So we will never get to know the true story, but we'll at least get to know aspects of it. And we met in South Korea in Daejeon, in church, Everlove Baptist Church. Eh? So we wouldn't bore you with the story of how we met, but suffice to say that we met in church. We were serving together, and things kicked on from there. And it's been what, 10, 11 years now? Yes. Sort of, yeah. And so you see, it's always a version. I don't know. The versions can be different. But you could say something. I don't know. Oh, you don't have an earphone? Hold on a second. Then let me just use the main speaker so that. That sounds good. Okay. All right. Let me give you that so that you speak into it. Yeah.
Yes, hi everyone. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Just introduce yourself.
I'm from Zimbabwe. So actually Ghanaian now that I had kids and a Ghanaian husband as well.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah, good. You know.
All right. Thank you
Zara,
so
you
much.
want to talk something? Okay, you can say something. Everybody say hi to Zara.
Hello.
The birthday kid.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay,
so
that is some
much.
German flying in the air there.
Yes,
because in
we are
Germany,
going
we
to
are
learn a
also
lot
learning
of
German.
languages tonight. Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Philip. Dr. Philip?
Yeah, Doctor.
Dr. Philip and your beautiful wife. God bless you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, you've been together for 11 years. Wow, that's a beautiful one. So those who are single online, go to church and serve.
And be serious.
Can be a means of meeting your partner. Don't be busy with every other thing and leave God aside. Okay, that is just by the way. All right, so we will move to the arguments to tell us how they met. I think I've heard the story before, but I still want to listen. So please, how did you meet Doc and incoming Doc?
Okay. Thank you for having us. I think my husband, would you want to tell the story?
I hope you two don't have three different stories as well.
You will find out.
Yeah, sorry about that. Unfortunately, I'm on a business trip in Germany at the moment. That's why we are not together. Yeah. So, I think the story is a little bit, I would say, we don't have two stories anyway, or three stories anyway, like the Jablates, but it's a bit funny to say. I would say that we met in Korea, Itaewon precisely, on the street of Itaewon. It's quite funny. It was a Sunday after church, where we were both on a different path. I had closed from church at that time, and I was going for some shopping at the famous Itaewon Foreign Mart. And she was also from church, a different church, anyways, and also coming for shopping at Itaewon Foreign Mart. And so I actually spotted her at the Foreign Mart, where I was going to buy some few items. And it's quite a funny story because at that time when I met her, she was with a friend, and I was going to buy rice, a bag of rice, and I decided I didn't have enough money then. So, as a new PhD student and living in a very small apartment, I wouldn't even say an apartment, it's like a Goshi one, and with eventually no stipend coming, I was going for the lower version of the rice. Ghana would have said the 2 GB type of rice that you have to cook and you have to eat immediately, or if you allow it 5 minutes, it become like a stone. So I was going for the lower version of the rice, and she was going for the expensive version of the rice. And when I saw that, I froze and I ran out of the shop. I got I got embarrassed, so I ran out of the shop and decided to go to a different shop to get my item from there, so she doesn't see the kind of rice I'm buying. And unfortunately, she came to the other shop also. And I was like, this woman seems to be following me. They want to embarrass me, so I will not buy my rice, but I will try and get my rice. So I did. I got the rice and decided that let me be bold enough and just approach her and just greet, even though I'm buying the cheapest rice, doesn't matter. So I went forward to greet them, and eventually it was like she was with a roommate that I know already from a friend. So the roommate introduced her to me, and maybe so that you can continue from there. Yeah.
Okay, so not to prolong it, I think that day I was I also spotted him, but I'm like, okay, this person looks like a Ghanaian, and that was it for me. All right. So going to the other shop and seeing him there, I made up my mind, okay, sometimes most times when you are a young lady in town, every guy wants to take your number. So at the back of my mind, I had already built walls. And so I said I was not going to give my number, but my friend gave her number, and then through my friend, he got mine a few days later, and I think that was in 2014, and we've been married for close to 10 years. 10 years this year, yes. Yeah, so basically that is our story. Thank you for having us.
Wow. I was here saying 10 years, then we are now doing half of your journey. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. And I think one of the things that I picked when you and Doc, when you were talking, one thing I picked is that you can meet your spouse anywhere, anywhere. So even though this is more like a couple session, I'm still on the singles, right? You can meet your spouse anywhere, anywhere. Yes. And then one, there is still a church factor.
Yeah.
Yes. There is a church factor. So our faith, very important.
You close from church.
Yes.
You too. Why they chase the man to go buy his own to Jimmy?
I didn't. You know the story, Doc. You know the story.
I don't know
fill in the
anything.
blanks.
I am innocent. I am innocent.
Yes, okay. Thank you so much for sharing with us how you met. I've met your family before, and it's a beautiful one. We thank God for His goodness. Now,
Please,
okay.
you see how people are meeting their spouses anywhere. So those of us online, on your video, you might meet your own here.
Exactly.
So put on your cameras.
So
Somebody will spot you here.
Oh, we can
Online too is a place. Should I tell you my own? Please, on your videos. Thank you.
Yes.
Right, continue.
For GHASKA alumni meeting, and then I spotted her on video.
Yes, we want to hear that story.
So you can put on your video. Now let's go to okay. I don't want to talk plain because I actually didn't know it was you. I'm so happy about this particular one. So I'll leave it to you. I don't want to talk plenty. So I'll leave it to you. So we are going to the Tama close. Please tell us your interesting love story. How did you meet?
This one, let me open my ears very well.
Yes, hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning to everyone, wherever you are. I hope you can hear me well, like clearly.
Yes, we can hear you.
Great. So once again, we are the Tama Close. Our story is unique and interesting, but I will try to, cut it very short. So basically, I used to help a lot of students, when they come to Korea. I'm very interested in research. So there was this student that I helped, with his thesis. So after graduating, when he was about to go to Ghana, I was like, oh, I really wished I could get some chocolates from Ghana, our King's Bite. So, if I get it, I would share it with my Korean friends because I always tell them that the chocolate they have here is not the correct Ghana chocolate. We have real Ghana chocolate back home. And actually, he went home and he never forgot. So I was there one day, he sent me a message, someone is bringing you chocolates. I was like, oh, really? Really? So the person came, he sent the number to me. I, communicated with this person just so we meet. And interestingly too, she came to, she was coming to our campus because I was at that time, I just graduated and I was working at University of Seoul. So I arranged and met her, and that was, let me say love at first sight. We met initially, I took the chocolate, I looked at her, it's like, okay, she's looking good, I don't want to go into the details. You see how she's looking at me. Yeah. So I got the chocolate and we just spoke for, I think, just a few minutes, and then I went back to the office, shared the chocolates, and we had a little bit of interaction, but not so, detailed. And I ended up supporting her with the thesis too, as usual. But most Ghanaians coming to our university, I was, just supporting them, randomly. And we one day met at GHASKA, what is it? There was a program. I think, yeah, I really cannot remember. So we met, and most of our friends were there, and they were like, looks like you guys are good together and all those things. Like you guys should do something together. So that was where things started getting serious. Because even though we had that thing for each other, but we never.
From there, we picked it up. And I remember I was at home and we exchanged messages. Let's meet. We met on campus. And then that was it. Yeah, so that's how our story, that's how we started. And things progressed.
W- Wonderful, wonderful. Wonders of King's Bite.
Wonders of right, exactly.
Yeah, that's a beautiful one. And I love the GHASKA part as well. You see, so those of you that are yet to register for the GHASKA Sports Festival, Charlie, the Sports Festival, the fine base, then correct guys, they come on. So make well. Prince Kwesi, I mentioned your name. I didn't call you. All right. Thank you very much. So the thing is, for how long married? How long have you been married? And what is that memorable lesson or experience that has strengthened you guys so far in this journey?
Okay, thank you for the question. And we got married. I would say we are the junior among all of you. We got married very recently. I think that was in August last year. So just 10 months now. And it's been very interesting. Sometimes she's like, I, I think marriage is this easy. We all have our perceptions about marriage.
Please, just a moment, sir. So can you yeah, thank you. Thank you. All right, sir, you can continue.
Yes, so everyone, we normally have our perceptions about marriage, especially the single ones, like this is likely to be difficult, this is likely to be this, but after marriage, for me, I'm really enjoying marriage because my wife is an excellent cook, and coming home every day is just coming home every day is just a wonderful moment. Yeah, so I'm enjoying and she's also having fun. And yeah, with regards to the second question, can you please come again? Second question, please. I think your question.
What is one memorable lesson or experience that has strengthened your marriage so far?
Okay, let me talk about this. Basically, one thing that I've learned is that we are different and unique in our own ways, and we complement each other. So basically, my strength, she's able to learn from my strengths, and I'm also able to learn from her strengths. We are very different, and I would, normally people will say, I want, this person is not like this. I want somebody like me and all that. But I think that, putting those differences together actually makes us stronger. Yeah. So that's actually one thing that I've learned. And, we are different, and the differences actually makes us stronger, and we can face the world together. Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Acknowledge that you are different and use it to buttress one another. Thank you. Thank you. So I will throw the same question to the Jays. Yeah, you said you've been married for 10 years now. So what is that lesson or experience that has kept you going for 10 good years? My, oh my. The way Boston making her like this day, Charlie.
Please go first. You're muted.
There is a lot to say. 10 good years. There is a lot of lesson learned from here that you have to learn and unlearn sometime. But one thing that keeps us going as a couple for us is that as my brother said, in marriage you always have different individuals' personalities with different characteristics. But for my wife is someone who is very compassionate and very firm on her grounds. So that is something that keeps us going. being a technical man that moves around a lot. And I know I would say, I travel out a lot on business trips here and there with a lot of activities here, but she's always on the ground. When things are getting tough for us, she stay on the ground and make sure that things are always on the right track. And I would say that is something that keeps us going, that she's very firm on her principles, that this is the marriage that we have, this is where we want to go, and she always try to run the home as it is, as it gives me the leeway to be able to go out there and do my work as I have to bring the resources home as well. So it's something that keeps us going, because sometimes when you have different passions and different job trajectory that you are looking up to, things can go very bad for you, because everybody want to achieve their own dreams, and it can break the home. But here we try to make sure that we stay focused, that if she's away, I am home. If I'm away, she's there, and we stay on the principles. What keep us going, as in the memorable thing on the second part of the question, has been that we learned to acknowledge the strength in recognizing the small act of appreciation, that for anything small that we do, we or she does, we try to appreciate each other on that level. So appreciating the little effort, and then also putting much effort in open communications. So, sometimes during stressful periods, if you are not careful, you may tend to keep to yourself, and that can also have effect on your marriage when you try to soak everything in. But here we try to openly communicate. Sometimes I feel I'm even boring her when I come back from work, and I have to pour out my challenges and my stress out there openly, so that she can give me the backings and give me some advice out of the workplace. So open communication has been something that has kept us also going. Yeah, baby, if you have anything to add.
Okay, thank you for that. I'll just add a little. I apologize for the noise in my background. The kids are up. So just to add to what my husband rightly said, practically, so he touched on the open communication. Sometimes I want to add.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Sorry about that. Sometimes we tend to keep things to ourselves, because what you want to communicate, you don't want it to come out in a way that will hurt your partner. But it is in those moments that you need to breathe, pause, but at the same time make sure that that communication happens. Because when it doesn't happen, over time it piles up and it becomes resentment, and it doesn't help your marriage. And so there have been times that I will write a text message instead of saying it, but at the end of the day, that communication happened. Right? And so that conversation where I am talking and you are not listening to defend yourself, but you are listening to hear from my perspective, is very important. Secondly, we are Christians. And so one habit that we developed very early in our marriage is making sure that so far as we are in the same house, we pray together every night when the kids are going to bed. So we have our little devotion. It's not morning devotion because of our schedules and all that, and the kids and all that. So every evening, so far as we are home, we pray together, even if it is 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, no matter what. Pray together and have things that you are putting before your God as a family. We've realized that that has helped us a lot, because we are going to God as a family and not as individuals. You have your individual aspect, but praying together every night has really helped us. Lastly, very practical one is ensuring that so far as we are home together, we eat from the same plate every day. And it can be very daunting from the beginning, especially when you are fighting, right? When there is argument, but making sure that you eat from the same plate every day has helped us to bond, because life can get very busy, especially when the kids start coming in. If you are not careful, you slip away from spending time together. So eating from the same plate every night, every day, sometimes it's only dinner, but when we're working from home, we sometimes lunch, breakfast, whatever, we eat from the same plate, not table, same plate every day. And lastly, we don't sleep in separate rooms. We don't have separate beds. We sleep on the same bed, no matter how angry you are. Even if you have to turn your back to each other, sleep on the same bed. And my husband said something for a very long time, even in Korea, by God's grace, when we could afford a king's bed, he said no, because his principle is that there'll be too much space between us on the bed. And when you're fighting, that can give room to be on your own. And so it was just recently that I managed to convince him that at least the kids sneak into our bed, so let's get the king's bed. All right. So things as little as that, intentional as those, has helped us going even through the difficult times. Thank you.
This it looks like this is marriage counseling 101.
No.
My guy, so you like the same address. Okay. Thank you. We're taking notes. We're taking note. Yeah, so be firm, compassionate, and don't sleep in different rooms. That's very important. So because sometimes the weather can be some way. Let me know continue. Yeah, so what to hear from the Jagletes? You've been married for 5 years, but known each other for 11 years. How has it been? What is that lesson or experience that has kept you guys going till now?
Okay, I'll go first.
Wait, before she goes, I think I want to remind Dr. and Mrs. AJ that I was their MC.
Oh dear.
You're right. For the Korean one, yes, you're right.
Yes, the Korean one.
Thank
GHASKA
you.
connections. Okay. All right.
Yeah, and thank you so much for the words of wisdom. We are taking notes as well. It's a little bit noisy, Sarah. Yeah, so for me, I think right after we got married, it was all beautiful and rosy because we took so much intentionality before we got married. So I know maybe there are some single people here, and I would want to emphasize on the importance of actually really understand what it means to find a partner and to get married before you actually get married, and to prepare yourself for that. Because I remember in the first year, people were asking us like, "Oh, how's first year married life?" We're like, "Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so rosy, everything, right?" But we had friends who were struggling in their first year of marriage, and partly because they didn't really prepare themselves for that. So that's a very important aspect. And then when after 2 years we got married, then we started having kids. And I think in that stage, I've learned to have so much patience and also so much grace towards each other, because you could, like Helen was talking about building resentment, you can easily build resentment, especially if you are the wife who's staying at home. Yeah, you have to stay at home and take care of the kids and everything. I have a master's degree, okay? But I've been spending 4 years changing diapers, staying at home. So it takes a lot of patience and realizing, really, if you're a Christian, just dwelling in that identity of that. Firstly, you're God's daughter, and these labels don't define you. So I'd want to speak this to any woman who's hoping one day to get married, or you are married and one day you have kids. And if you have to stay at home, just be grounded in who you are in Christ. And all these labels like, oh, I have a master's degree, I have this. It doesn't really matter. And always know what comes first in your life. And for me right now, the priority is my kids. Yeah. So that was another aspect. And then the other aspect as well, because obviously we come from different countries, we have different cultures and everything. And just the fact that we grew up from different households, right? We have different parenting styles. He has his own way he prefers, to raise the kids. I have my own way I prefer to raise the kids. So there's also that aspect of, okay, you were raised in this kind of environment. I was raised in this kind of environment, but we come together. Now what we are building is for us. So you kind of have to set aside whatever it is that your parents were doing for you, and now you're building something together. I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain. And not try to hold so much on what you were doing in your home, because it's very important to build something together and not just entirely stick to what you were taught. That has really helped us a lot. And yeah, talking about also just this whole thing of understanding each other and stuff. We are alone abroad. We don't have anyone to help. Unlike when you're back home, you can have someone to come at home and, help you do with the dishes and clean the house and everything. But where we come from, an African man is not really supposed to, help with some stuff at home, play with the kids and stuff. It's not the culture, right? But then you find yourself in a place like abroad, and then what do you do? Do you let your wife get bent out and have to do everything alone, or you also step up and help as well? So yeah, those are the lessons that we have personally learned. And yeah, thank you.
All right.
I want to come in a little bit.
Okay. Then it's going well.
Oh, I think Doc wanted to say something. Maybe if you finish up, let me come in and, because I think we left off certain important stuff we wanted to mention. So Doc, you finish up
Please,
and then.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, great.
I don't want to truncate the note. So
talking about things that, have helped basically, okay, this is soft. So one thing that I wanted to mention is that it's important before even entering marriage to have the most difficult conversations, because there are certain questions and things that normally people are, afraid to ask. And if one thing that I think about is that if you're afraid to ask those questions even before marriage, then it will even be more difficult to ask during marriage, basically. So my philosophy was, or what we have, worked with was have those difficult conversations. One of the key things that lead to, divorce, or whatsoever is with finances. So we had those discussions even before we entered marriage. And right after marriage, this, everything that we have discussed, starts working right after marriage, be it finances, be it when we will have children, be it the roles that we'll be having at home and all that. These convos can be very difficult, and it's important that we have them before we enter into marriage. Yeah. And that's something that has been working for us since we got married. Of course, we are very new, so we are learning a lot from the seniors, 11 years and 10 years. I think we are getting a lot of experience from you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Dr. Philip, please, you can go ahead, please. From the look on your face, you have a lot to say, so please go ahead, sir.
No, my wife has laid the good foundation there. I mean, I think that theme then keeps running, the fact of the difficult conversations, because one of the things we endeavored to do was to have real and proper counseling prior to marriage. And I think sometimes, like Tamaklo was saying, it's really difficult to have these conversations just by yourself, and you might need an elderly person in the form of your pastor or your counselor at church to bring up this conversation in an objective way. Because again, yeah, these are truly difficult conversations that some people may have, and you may have expectations going into the marriage, the number of kids you want to have, where you want to stay, the style of the parenting you want to have. Okay, you want to be a stay-at-home mom. Do you really know what it means to be that? Okay, the guy is 5 years younger than the lady. Not that it is impossible, but have the conversation. Know what you are getting yourself into. It is not wrong for you to have, and again, I am what um in certain aspects where you have say, and it in an increasing way it's happening, where say the lady is maybe 3 4 years older than the guy. She has a PhD the guy doesn't have and is not intending on having one. And you may say, oh, this is nothing. No, it is something. Have the conversation, bring it up, ask each other, is this okay with you? Is me being younger as the guy okay with you? It has to be said, it has to be brought up. And people just shrug it under the rug. And when the first year of marriage comes, it becomes really. So most people say the difficult years are the first year, because it's like now we are living together and I'm realizing all these things about you that I thought it was like this, but actually this is what you think. I thought you like to keep, I mean, this is a petty one, to keep the toilet lid down or up, or to those funny conversations. Those ones are the funny ones, but then there are some other serious ones regarding parenting, regarding when you want to have the kids. Oh, I want to have the kids early. I want to have the kids before I turn 30. And now this person knows that this person always wanted to have a PhD before having kids. And you never had the conversation. And it's like now it is war. And it's unfortunate that it happens, or it's happening in many instances. And I think that aspect is, we can't really stress that much enough. Thanks, Dr. Tamaklo, for bringing that up, and also my wife here. But one of the things I would also want to add is the fact that on your birthday, and I got this quote a long time ago, that on your birthday, on your very birthday, the only person you can attempt to change is yourself. On your very best day, like when you really are aware of what you are really doing, in a sense, you cannot change your partner. You shouldn't even try, because you would end up in resentment and pain. But love the person as you have met the person. Well, if you don't like the person, just don't marry the person. But love the person as you have met them, without the expectation that they will ever change, because that is not in your hands. Can you marry the person that you've met as is, knowing that for the next 50 years, this is the attitude this person is going to carry all through? Don't hope, you can hope for change, but don't strive to want to change that person. It is futile. And on your best day, you can attempt to change yourself. That is and the more I think about the statement over the years, the more true it resonates. Okay, that when you love someone as they are, you actually bring the best out of them. And for me, it's something that we've learned. And when kids come, people say, oh yeah, we want to have kids early. And I think you forgot to even bring that up as a lesson. The fact that wait until you are ready to, not ready to have kids,
You'll
but
never be ready.
you will never be ready. But then it's like if you want to have kids after 3 years, then make that plan and have kids after 3 years. Some people have regretted having kids too early, others have not. But then it's like, again, going back to conversations, know really what you want or what the expectation is. And if you can manage to change, I had an idea of the number of kids I wanted. She has an idea of the number of kids she wanted. And 5 years down the lane, I think the numbers have changed. um, and it's true also in every aspect of worship, in us, in every aspect of our devotion to God. Don't marry someone who is not a believer. It's, I think it's if you are a Muslim in this GHASKA community, stick to marrying someone from the Muslim community. If you're a Christian, stick to marry someone in the Christian community. And I think yeah, I'll leave it there. If there's more, we may have to leave some way halfway in the middle of the sessions because of the birthday parties we have to attend. So yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Philip. and your beautiful wife. I think I want to be stressing on that. All right. So because you just mentioned that you would leave along the way, I want to throw the next question back to you. Then we move on from there. But then before that, I would love to say that I think this particular session, those of us, no, not those of us, those who are single, I think this session is for you. Instead of having conversations like what's your favorite color when you are single and when you are dating, what shoe size do you wear? These are the questions you should be asking. Like have proper communication, effective communication whilst you are dating. Have the important conversations. Don't be asking, do you like chocolates? Uh, do you like on your Wednesdays, do you want to wear red or you want to wear white? It's not important. Those things will not do anything in the marriage. So whilst we are doing these sessions, it might seem like it's couples on set or on the panel, but it's actually for you. It's actually for you. And we thank God for the couples that we have on board. Okay, so Dr. Philip and your beautiful wife, I would love to ask, um, how do you define success? In your own words, how do you define success? And do you think that in this our day and age, success is overrated in a way? You're muted, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the definition of success, obviously, it comes down to everyone, and here we would borrow maybe lessons in corporate world and also lessons from the scriptures, that say, was this man? I've forgotten his name. Lee Strobel. No, not Lee Strobel. Well, I've forgotten the name of that speaker. He said your best competition is your previous self, not any other person in the office or in the lab or somewhere in that sense. I think Daniel also works in the corporate environment of some sort where you meet a lot of people, and it's easy to have what you call success. So, say success in career, for instance, someone may judge it by the amount of money he or she is earning. By the end of the day, you may be miserable. You may judge success by what your other colleagues are able to achieve. But then, if you set some goal for yourself that, hey, I want to achieve this A and B, C, D today, and by the end of the year, have I been able to do that? Not to say 100%, but is it measurable? Can I say, instead of I didn't achieve 100% of whatever I wanted to achieve, but I got to 50%, better than zero. Okay. And seeing success in that way is helpful to marriage and also relationship. In Korea, I used to tell a lot of my friends that I am the richest man. And not because I had money, you were broke. But then the fact that I had a loving wife and I had friends and I had family, that for me was rich. That for me was definition of me being rich, because man, there are people we have met who on the surface they look beautiful, happy, but then are really miserable. To to have myself come home, that is how I would define success for myself. To come home, to find my wife and my kids, and we can sit and have a happy meal. We will probably learn the lesson from Dr. and Mrs. Ajay to eat in the same bowl. I think that is very helpful. Yeah, but then, well, that is an adjustment that can happen. I think it's easy for us as Ghanaians to want to do that, but not so much for Zimbabwean to. Culturally, it's not something they are used to doing. So yeah, it will be. But we do have the big Asanka around, so we can be eating from it, right? Lessons learned. But yeah, success. I wouldn't say it's overrated. Well, you might say it's overrated depending on how you see it. But then the drive for wanting to show off, to have the latest things, to be the couple who is always posting and showing off with what you are doing and what you have, I think, yes, to some extent, that is overrated. And obviously, social media doesn't help in that regard, to have all of those things flashing all over in your face. But yeah, I don't know whether you want to add something with regards to success.
Yeah, just quickly. I think for me, it's really knowing what, your purpose in life is, what your calling is, because I'm going to speak to women here. Sorry, I'm really passionate about talking to women and all that. Like, there's so much comparison amongst us as women, and then sometimes you tend to find yourself trying to become someone else, especially in this day and age of social media. And then you see, okay, this is my colleague. We went together to university and stuff. Oh, now she started a business and she's doing very well in business. Well, if she did it so well, then why can't I do it as well? So you end up going in a completely different direction from your purpose. So it's very important, if you're a Christian, to know what your purpose is and what God has called you to, and just run towards that journey and not being swerved but by what everyone else is. Personally, that's what success is to me. And sometimes it looks like being at home and being present for my kids, and then maybe later on in life pursuing a particular career or whatever it is. So yeah, just all according to God's purpose and plan.
Yeah,
Mm.
thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. The notes, it looks like my book is finishing. There's a lot that I'm taking from here. Thank you so much. We're learning a lot. So I want to ask the Tamaclos. Been married for about 10 months now. And I think let me be a little bit biased here. I want to hear from Mrs. Tamaclo, Makafui. I've not heard from you. So I want to direct this to you with permission from Mr. Tamaclo. How are you able to handle in seasons where your husband becomes significantly more busier than you? How do you handle such situation?
A very practical response.
Practical one.
Okay, I'm a shy person, so.
Oh,
Hey.
don't be shy.
All right, so I try to support him and show up for him when he's quite busy.
Show up and support.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Oh, why
My
are you
wife is
still
very
laughing?
shy.
She's what?
She's very shy when she sees, people,
Oh, I
she's
think it's a new part that I'm realizing for her. She has never been shy before me. So it looks like it's a new thing I'm discovering today. Anyway. Yeah, so there it is. This question. All right. Sorry. Let me get my question right. Yes. How do couples avoid allowing achievement to become their identity? Because I know you two are Charlie, like you are in 100 meters race.
Education is good.
Yeah.
You want to go first?
Oh, sure, you can go. Don't worry. It's okay.
Okay, so I'll touch on it briefly. I think the chocolate test started off so well on that note, and achievements can vary for every individual and every family. And as rightly said earlier, achievements don't define us. Because it can look like, oh, maybe wanting more money, adding value to yourself, going to school, pursuing a career, starting a business, and all those things. They don't really define us, because those things may disappear in a blink of an eye. Does that mean that having achievements or trying to get more for yourself, for your family is wrong? No, it's not wrong. But then the priorities that we put on them may be the issue that might defeat the purpose. Before I go to that, I want to highlight that as individuals and as a family, seasons change in your home. And so there will be seasons where either by the circumstance of your home, or maybe if you are a believer, God might tell you to focus on this or that. And it'll be in the best interest of you and your family to do that, no matter how difficult that might be. And so we have gone through seasons where, as my husband mentioned earlier, one would have to hold the fort down significantly. Dr. Mouse, let me borrow your word. One will have to hold down the fort. In those moments, it might be a bit daunting on one, but if you see each other as one and trying to pursue one goal, which is a family of purpose, a family raising future generations and vessels, because I always say children are the children God gives to us, or the purpose that He gives to us as a couple, is a treasure that we cannot buy with money. When you've seen what other people go through to get those, and so there are treasures that you don't want to trade off in the attempt of getting achievements. And so when you understand that those achievements don't define you, and they don't necessarily stay forever, then your priorities that you place on those things would change. And so you will see that the family, the home, is very important, should be your first priority. And so when you go through the seasons, you will know how to adjust and prioritize whatever you're trying to achieve. And so to answer that question, know your priorities, know the seasons that you are in, what comes first, and how to navigate those seasons. And know that your achievements don't define you. They will come and go. Money will come and go. Certificates will burn. Businesses they will run at loss. But the family you build, the values you impart in them, seeing them grow, be great in the society is a treasure that you cannot buy with money. Yes, thank you. Yes, maybe my husband wants to add something.
Yeah, thank you very much, babe. I think you've said almost all, but I will try to give you a very practical example of what she's talking about and what we have gone through. Back in South Korea, when I was a assistant professor, I quite remember my professor told me that let go your family and focus on the work. And I told myself that that is not the achievement I want. That is not the purpose I have. I am a family man and I'm family driven. And for that matter, I have to leave your work. So I have to stop working with him and move on. Fortunately or unfortunately, we got a better job than what he was offering us. This job also came with other challenges when we moved to Canada, where the company needs to downsize and lay off people and put a stop on the project that we are having in Canada. And some of us have to let go. I was like, they were like, go back to Korea and restart all over in Korea. And I asked myself, is that what my family want? My family wanted to stay back in Canada. So I have no option because that is my purpose. I have to quit from the job to stay with my family in Canada. Now I move on to another company, and here I am. I'm in Canada, Germany at the moment on a business trip. And the question has been like, do I have to leave my family for that long to be in Germany? No, I cannot do that. So I have to cut down the business trip or possibly try to find a way of bringing them over. So we always have to look at the purpose, because for me, as my brother said, your success, when you talk about your success, it should be aligned with your purpose. Your actions always need to align with the purpose that you have. And if you're a family man and you're a married man, the first goal and your first purpose should be for the family. Your family should be the most important thing, the most it should be your first priority in every decision that you take, because you decided to go in there. And for me, it has always been something I always said, that marriage was the very first institution God created. And for that matter, You cannot replace that institution with any other institution. Your company being an institution cannot replace your marriage in any way. Your financial standings cannot replace that. So your family must be your priority. And whatever decision that you are making, it should be driven by the fact that it is going to help your family grow. It is going to help you achieve the purpose that you have for your family, your wife, and your children. And I want to stress on the fact that as men, we should always be very mindful on how we think about this thing. Sometimes we are being driven by the fact that we want to achieve this particular level as a man to have enough money, and that is where you might say that I am successful because I have all the resources, all the money to buy whatever my children or my wife want. But that is not the case. The real success comes when the family is happy. And I always say that a happy wife is a happy home. You make your wife your most priority. And I always tell my wife that there is no way I'm even going to allow my children to replace you because you came first before they came. So if you are happy, the children are happy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was saying that you will live long, but I realized my microphone was muted. So let me say it again. You will live long.
Really long. Yes, David chick is just being like this.
Yes,
Eh,
you will live long. Okay, so at this point, we will take a little break. And then we will take our group picture now. And then after that, we do another audience exercise before we continue with the session. Because the Jaguates might be leaving soon, we would want to have them in our group picture. So if you can turn on your video for us, Dr. Philip and your beautiful wife. Okay. Dr. Daniel disappeared. Okay.
Dr. Daniel, bring yourself back. Oh.
Okay. All right.
See, they are turning the videos on. See beautiful faces they were hiding.
Yes, in the comment section, the guys were saying, please turn on your videos. Meanwhile, their videos are equally off. Okay. So please, let's turn on our videos. Yes, I can. Question, turn on your video. Fine, George. Turn on your video.
I see beautiful
A
faces.
lot of nice. Okay, okay, all right. Okay, okay, I can see my twins over there. God bless you for turning on your videos. All right. Salon, please go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. 1 minute, please.
All right. Is it a French name? Jackie. I want to really bite my tongue. I think I will contact her privately to teach me how to pronounce her name.
But if we can, this one is not about unmuting, it's about us seeing your face. So if
Yes,
you just
please.
turn on your videos quickly for us,
Mr.
so
Divine
that
Koha,
we can, we are
Mr. Christian, Prince Quesin. Prince, if I come after you with my cane,
Then we have, all right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so yeah. So I'm counting on the count of three. Right? 3, 2, 1. Please smile. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, beautiful faces.
Right. Thank you so much.
Alberta Kwashi, Mamiya. Oh, beautiful faces.
Goodness, Mamiya, please send on your video.
Madam Adufu. Yes, Madam Adufu. No, this one is Adufu Theodore.
Okay.
I know her. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we continue.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much for turning on your videos. Okay, so this one is just an interactive session for the audience, okay? So if I ask the question and you have ever been in that situation, just send the love emoji, fly it. The next one will be the celebration emoji. And then the last one will be the raise button. Okay, so the first one, are you ready? I hope you are all ready. Okay, so the first question. So my question has disappeared.
Family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first question. Have you ever missed a family event because of work? So maybe you have a family meeting and then you decided, okay, so Alberta, Prince Quentin, of course.
Surprise.
Okay.
Oh,
Joy,
okay.
Madam President, all right.
Hey, Organa. Hey.
Okay.
So we've all been missing family gatherings because of work.
We need to change because we are redefining success.
Mr. Divine.
Okay, so our next question. Have you ever brought work stress into the home? Work stress. This one I think is for the married people.
Hey, I can't even count the emojis.
Wow. This one is a celebration emoji. So you are so okay, it's okay. We take it like that. Okay. So we need to change because we are redefining success. So we need to change. Yes. There should be a boundary between work and family. Yes, there should be a boundary.
Maybe we should get a sunglass. When you are coming to the house, you put on the sunglass, then the stress from the work vanishes.
Okay, so our last question. Our last question. Have you ever felt guilty about choosing work over family? Have you ever felt guilty about choosing work over family? Let's see. If you don't say anything, that means you need prayers. Huh?
I'm seeing.
Okay. But very few people. Are we sleeping? We have a lot of like 32 people. Or then we are doing a bad job because if you don't feel guilty about choosing work over family, you need prayers. You need prayers. All right. Thank you so much.
God will help us.
Thank you so much. So that was just a short break for us to know that you are still online and you are not dozing off. So thank you so much for being here with us. So we move on with the next session and we are going to focus on balancing career, marriage, and parenting. Balancing career, marriage, and parenting. So I'll hand over to my husband.
Yeah. We've had a lot of advices and the journey so far, and gracefully all couples are working. So we want to know how they've been balancing their career, the marriage and parenting life. So I want to ask the Jagletes, are you still with us?
Andy.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, we're
I
still
want
around.
to ask, right. I want to ask practically, what boundaries protect your family life? Practically, what boundaries protect your family lives?
Well, that's an interesting curveball.
Sorry, Organa, if you can spotlight the Jagletes for us as well.
Even though their videos off.
Yeah, I think their video needs to be on first.
Before you can spotlight them?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Okay, it's fine. You can go ahead, please. It's okay.
All right. You see, we've moved a bit because we're moving around. Well, in terms of, can you hear us?
Yes,
Is
please.
it clear? Okay.
Yes.
Well, in terms of boundaries to set, one of the books we read is a book by
Boundaries. Henry Cloud, Boundaries.
Boundaries. That is a very good book. I would encourage everyone to have a read at that book. But then, since you said practically, I will just mention one thing and then you probably mention the other. Practically, I have to say that you need to set boundaries with the opposite sex. That is very essential. As a married couple, you have female friends, yes, but once you get married, your wife is your number one. And you shouldn't, the scripture says you should avoid all appearances of evil. So you shouldn't be put in or found in a situation where someone might think something is going on. No, don't be found in that situation. Not even that something is going on. Maybe there is nothing going on, but practically don't be found in a compromising situation with someone of the opposite sex. Don't entertain flirtatious behaviors from the opposite sex. Be open with your wife and tell her, you know what, this lady across the street, you see what she did towards me. Be open about that. Don't keep secrets regarding the opposite sex from your spouse. And I think that is because you never know. Songs of Solomon says, get rid of the little foxes. They are the little foxes that can destroy a marriage. So do well to take care of that. Don't avoid appearances of evil. Don't be seen in public holding hands with the opposite sex. It is wrong. Yeah, there is nothing going on. It's probably your coworker at work or your blah, blah, blah. But avoid it. Avoid it because you want to protect your wife. You want to protect your spouse. You want to protect the person that you have said yes to. I don't know.
I think it's always important to have your family always comes first, right? So even when it comes to relatives, there has to be that aspect of protecting your spouse. Yes, you have your parents, you have your brothers and sisters, whatever, but how you present how you talk about your spouse to your relatives or to your friends. So always try to protect your partner, your spouse, whenever you have conflicts or whatever is going on. Even also like in terms of, like intimate stuff, like stuff between the bed and stuff. Don't share with other people. I know women, always probably men, I don't know what to have those conversations with them. But there's just so much beauty in keeping certain things just to, yeah.
All right, that is it for boundaries.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much for that. Just be mindful with how you relate with the opposite sex. Yeah, be mindful in order to just protect your partner. Thank you. Thank you for that response. I want to move to the Tamoclose, their take on that same question. Practical boundaries that protect your family or marriage.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. Yeah, I really like the points that the Jablates had mentioned. It's important to keep the opposite sex in check, basically that kind of boundaries. And one thing that I also wanted to mention is that it's important to prioritize family time. Family time. Like if we meet as a family, what should we like? The time that I spend with my wife or the time that she spends with me, like we may never have it if we lose it, basically. Let me reframe it. Like if we don't spend that time now, and we are not stones on this earth. One day, we would all go. But if we end up, if maybe one person end up like leaving, and basically you didn't have that time together, you cannot always have it. So what I emphasize on is having boundaries by putting our phones aside, basically, when we meet as a family. What I really want is, we spend that time together. Most times when you watch movies or something, you see that, there are some couples or children, even though they are together, but everyone is still looking on their phones, when we actually have to have family time. So I used to tell people, like young people that are single, that if you cannot separate that, like your phone from the person that you want to, then you shouldn't get into that marriage, or because it's not going to be fun, except maybe you are making money from social media or something. You shouldn't let it come in between what you guys are trying to build as a family. So that's one thing that I basically like to emphasize. It's important to have that time off phones when we actually meet as a family, and also having boundaries when it comes to work. Most people that know me know that I'm a workaholic. My father is a workaholic, and in Korea, I'm sure you know how this lab system is. If you have worked in the lab, you want to work, like even you come home around 12 midnight, 1 a.m., But when it comes to marriage, it's a whole different thing altogether. We need to have more time together. right after marriage, I decided, to stop that thing, like being in the office, working late into the night. Most important thing for me now is having that family time. Everybody is happy. Yes, freshly cooked food. Okay. And then, yeah, so I decided to close from work by 5:40. I'm in the bus coming home. I come home early. I go to work early. We have enough time. So with regards to setting those, boundaries, although it's important to also, very important, to set those boundaries when it comes to the people of the opposite sex. We also have to know how to, have time, for family. We need to know how to spend our time on social media. Because I normally mention that if you're not using social media for money, it's the biggest dating app. And it is not important to be on social media, wasting time that you could actually spend with your significant other. So these are, very important things I wanted to mention. Putting those kind of, clear demarcations, making time for family is very important for marriage and any relationship to work. She said that's all. So
Hey,
Oh, maybe sis, maybe you want to just add a sentence or something to what our Zazie just said.
Okay, so before marriage, I guess you guys already knew me. I had a lot of male friends and everything, but I had to set boundaries and have time for it. That's it. I've said
Very good. Yeah, you see the way she said it's very simple. It's actually not that simple. Like it's not that easy, because these are people that you have built so many memories around with, and then all of a sudden your life changes because you are married, and then you have to set boundaries. It's not an easy thing. The way she said it's very simple. It sounds like, oh, I can do it, but it's not easy. Like it takes a lot of discipline to get there. So thank you for you are determined to make your marriage work. That's what came to my mind. Yeah, you are determined to make your marriage work, and that's a good thing. So to the single ones here, be determined to make your relationships work. So those who are saying that pressing the phone whilst you are still with maybe your beloved or your spouse is multitasking. Prince, it's not multitasking. You have to change. It's lack of self-discipline. You have to discipline yourself. Yes. Okay. So I want to move to the J arguments. I want to move to them. This question is an interesting but sensitive question, but I'm still going to ask anyway. So, how do you keep romance alive amidst responsibilities? I know that dog is extra busy, and now that Mrs. is also being an incoming doctor, that's an extra one. Plus having 3 children. Even one, I'm still struggling to, be able to perform certain things. So please, how do you manage? Maybe in 2 minutes, can you tell us how do you manage
I cannot write. I need to write.
to keep romance alive in the midst of handling all these responsibilities? Over to you.
Yeah, I will just quickly touch on that, and maybe mommy will take the rest. I think that one thing is that we try to be very intentional about it. So we actually have times. So we see that. Are you hearing me? Yeah. So here in our case, the kids have to go to bed between 8:30, roughly 9 o'clock. The kids are in bed, and I would say that we have it even recorded on our calendar that give us a reminder from 9 p.m. You get a reminder that tells you that family bonding time. And that is that you have to stop whatever you are doing. It is time for bonding, and that is where we sit together. We share, we talk, and then try to also have our romance moving off from there. So we try intentionally being intentional about it, and I think my wife has the calendar blinking almost every time. Mine is sometimes even muted, but she has her own blinking every time that as you hear the bell at 9 p.m. tell you that it is time for bonding. So you have to be very intentional, because if not, you will never be able to do that. Out of all those busy schedules running around. And I would say that as men, sometimes you come back home and you are even tired, very, very tired, that you don't have the desire to go to that, to even do that. But you need to be very, very intentional about it. As even if you are tired, talk about it. Today I'm tired. Maybe I cannot really do the real action, but let me just, you put your head on me. Let me just cuddle you and something of that sort. So you talk about it, and she definitely going to understand that yes, you are tired. And one thing I also say is that if you are not able to even do all this, because maybe you are tired, or probably there are times that things may come out that some of the kids are not feeling well and they have to even sleep in between the two of you in the same bed because they are not feeling well. You want to monitor them. You try to be very intentional about it. I, for example, and I'll be very blunt about it. What I normally do is that even when the kids are really sleeping on the same bed with us, and I feel that they are okay enough and they are far deep asleep, I will try as much as possible to shift the kid to another side and be close for me to be close to my wife, at least to have that body touch with her. I would make that conscious effort. So you need to make sure that nothing, and I want to stress on that, nothing stop you from being intimate with your wife. It's very, very important.
Oh, I was thinking by now I'll see love emojis flying here and there, and then because this is it's a real struggle. If you don't understand now, you understand later. It's a real struggle.
The alarm for me.
And I love the way you tackle it bluntly, and I love it. God bless you so much, Doc.
Yeah, Mrs. is smiling.
Yes.
The alarm has been
Please,
working.
it seems you have something to say, so maybe in a minute you can add. Yes.
Okay, I'll make it quick because the kids are making noise. So I think my husband has rightly said everything. It's the intentionality. Sometimes, if you are very exhausted, especially when you are home, as the woman or whoever has been holding the fort down throughout that day, right? You are home, you are exhausted, and your partner comes in. If you know that it's been a few days, 2-3 days, there's not been any form of intimacy, try to help out at the house so that the person can mentally prepare themselves for whatever intimacy you would want to have later that day. And so you may not have perfect timings to do that, but you would have to take whatever you get. And so if at night, as my husband said, that because of the kids or whatever, you don't have the time, what about touches, kisses here and there, holding hands? There have been times that we are so exhausted, we cannot do the do, but we hold hands whilst we sleep. We give kisses whilst we sleep. Sometimes intentionally, I'll put my leg on him, make sure that it's touching, or his leg is touching mine. Those can be so very minute, but at least you are making contact, your body is touching. You make the person know that I still want you, I see you. It creates intimacy. And just to digress a little bit, one thing that can destroy intimacy is when you don't have transparency in maybe finance or matters of the home, when you don't carry each other along. That can psychologically distance your partner from you. And so whilst we pursue romance, let's try to lay the foundation by being transparent with each other so that when it comes to intimacy, it's very easy because you are one. Nobody is trying to do anything aside from each other. Yes, that's what I'll add. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think this is the part I love most. I don't know about the rest, but I'm talking for myself. And I've picked a lot. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I've recorded
And
it.
I've seen the way Mrs. Tamaklo was smiling. I was like, okay, We are getting there. She's no longer shy. Okay, thank you. So we take another very short break, and then we are going to take a poll. Then after that, we will let the panelists respond to your answers. So Gab, Salam, are you there? Can we take it now? It to just take some 30 seconds. Please, let's all take part so that it's very easy for our panelists to respond to your your choice of answer. Let me put it that way. Gabby, are you there? Okay. So it's on our screen. Can everybody see? It's on our screen. So just choose one out of it. So it suffers most when
Spiritual.
life becomes busy. So be very sincere with your response and submit quickly, quickly, quickly. Then we take the response from our panelists, please. Okay, so in the next 15 seconds, we stop it, then we continue. Okay. So Gabby, can we have the highest score, please?
The poll results.
Gabby, are you there?
Yeah, sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. What's the highest,
So we
please?
had 16 votes actually.
Okay,
I think
okay.
we are 32, so I don't know if we can have another 30 seconds so the others can vote. If that's okay with you.
Okay, okay. Another 30 seconds, please. Please, let's hurry up. It's just a matter of tapping, like, you know. So let's all try and do, at least let's have like 25. That would be good. I hope we are awake or we are sleeping. All right. Gabby, I think that's okay.
Yeah, I think the rest are in sleep mode.
Okay,
Right, so I think we had 18 votes, and then
okay,
the least was parenting, which had one
okay.
vote.
What's the highest?
The highest was marriage. Yes.
Okay,
So 6 out of the 18 people voted for marriage.
okay. All right. Thank you. So the question again, please, so that our panelists respond to their answer.
Okay. So the question is, which suffers most when life becomes busy? We have marriage, parenting, health, spiritual life, and friendship. And as the poll shows, marriage suffers most when life becomes busy, followed by spiritual life.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So would love to hear your responses to that. What do you think as our panelists?
Just
What do you think?
2 minutes each, I
Hmm.
guess. Yeah. I think we'll start with the Jays.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I can go quickly. Yeah, so I think that the answers here, I would say that first, let me just reiterate that there is no right or wrong in the answers that we have here. All of the answers are rightly right. They are correct. They all somehow suffer when life becomes very busy. But if you are married, and then here today we are talking about marriage, so I will stress on the fact that yeah, if you are married, you are you are in married man or woman, and life becomes so busy. I think we already shared several experience here that practically how you can make it really work for you, and it is when you don't have kids also it's in a different situation, but as soon as kids comes in, that is where it becomes a little bit tricky, because in this case you are going to have both the kids and your marriage suffering, and for that matter parenting and the marriage is going to suffer. But when there are no kids, maybe you can focus on only the marriage. But I want to encapsulate parenting and marriage as one, because it goes hand in hand here. Um, they do suffer most, because when you are busy and you are not intentional about certain things, it creates a lot of problems for you. Your children will suffer, your partner will suffer in that case also. I would say that spiritually, yes, it depends on how you also want to see yourself. Your spiritual life can suffer somehow, but as my wife mentioned, for us, we make it a priority that every evening we pray together. And even though I am on a business trip in another country far away from her, whenever I'm going to bed, I call her. When I say, babe, I'm sleepy, the first question she will ask, have you prayed? Every day. Hey, babe, I'm tired, though. I want to sleep. And she just like that. The first question, have you prayed? She want to make sure that you are praying. She want to make sure that you are in tune. And I remember when I was coming and I was packing my bags, I was picking my shoes, my clothing, and then she just took my Bible and threw it to me. There is no way, there is not a single day that I'm traveling, going on a business trip that she will not put my Bible in my luggage. She will make sure that I'm carrying my Bible. She will make sure that even before I leave the house and fly out of the country, she will ask, have you searched for a church nearby that you can attend? So if you are very intentional about that, no matter how busy you are, I'm not sure that you are so busy on Sundays that you cannot go to church or find a place of worship. Okay. So these things you can adjust to it, but all the answers that you've given are correct. They all suffer, but the only way you can get out of it is being very intentional about it, that you will put effort in them. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Allen, please, you want to, sorry, Dr.
No, because of our time, I think he has said everything.
Okay, all right, thank you. Please, I hope the single ones, you are taking notes. Very important. The person you choose to marry. So that when you are drowning, the person is able to lift you up, bring you out of that water. So you have to be very intentional, not just about the figure eight or, it's important, but other factors are equally important. You can't throw them into the bin. Thank you so much. So I'll move to the Tamaculus. Yes, please, your response to the poll that we just took.
Yes, thank you for asking us. We both came to the agreement that family, spiritual life could really suffer. But as Dr. Ej had mentioned, yes, every aspect of your life could suffer. And from the response that he gave, I think that it's about how you prioritize stuff in your life. That will affect one particular aspect that would really suffer. So basically, if I look at their family dynamics, they really prioritize praying every night before sleeping. So it's likely that that aspect will not suffer. But if you have a family that does not prioritize that, spiritual life could really suffer, in the sense that you even forget to pray. Most times, people will even forget to pray before eating because they are very busy. People will forget to pray before even leaving home when they are going to work. And it can, become this serious to the extent that you say, oh, instead of going to church maybe on a Saturday or on a Sunday, there's this gig here that I could just do to get extra cash. Let me just do that. And one of the main reasons why this is likely going to happen is because, it's not like we are living in the days where God could actually just strike you down for, doing something wrong, But if maybe different aspects of the family, for example, if I'm not helping at home, there's a high chance I'm going to see it. My wife will not be happy. She'll be so tired, So I would want to help. But when it comes to spiritual life, there's a high chance we'll forget because we'll not see the ramifications very readily. Yes. So we think that spiritual life could actually be impacted. And just as Dr. Ej stresses, it's important that we make it a daily habit to always reconnect to God. Other than that, we create this vast space between ourselves and God, which will not help in any relationship that we are trying to build. basically, if we look at a relationship like, for example, my wife and I, we want to communicate every day. If we want to look at it in that sense, then it's important that we make it a priority to always speak to God, even when we are busy. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to add very briefly to this, and let me stress on that. And I'm giving a warning to our men here, that yes, you are the head of the family and you are the priest of your home, but also do not undermine the anointing on your wife. God brought them into your life for a very particular reason and a purpose. And God said they are your helpers. They are not your slaves. They are in to help you. So you do not have to undermine their anointing. There are several times I kneel before my wife and ask her to lay hands on me and pray for me before I go on a specific missions. And don't see that I am the man. Why should I kneel before my wife? Go down on your knees. She has a particular thing in her that God has deposited that is for your benefit, and you need to harvest it. So you need to humble yourself and see her that you are partners moving together. And for that matter, you pull her along in whatever you are doing without undermining the support that she has to give you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, the Tamaklos, and thank you, the Jays. And on what Dr. Daniel just said, I also want to say it in another way. Even you as a lady, don't undermine the anointing you carry. There are ladies that a man is coming and you think that the man does not even match your spiritual level, so you don't want to even look in their direction. Is there a potential? Is there a potential? What is Jesus saying about the whole situation? Because sometimes God can bring the men and you are supposed to work on them. You are supposed to help the person. So helping the person is not only in building wealth. Sometimes it's even in building spiritual capacity. So God cannot prepare you all this while, and you just want to meet an already made man that has all the spirituals and have all the anointing, can prophesy and can heal. You want just the already made man. Sometimes it's not like that. So when God is building you up, know that He's giving you the capacity for you to be able to help that mate that He's going to give to you. Okay, so let me not preach. So thank you so much, Dr. Daniel, for adding that, and also God bless you, the Tamaklos, for your response. So I'll hand over to my husband.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, the Jason and the Tamaklos. Yeah, I'm confused. It's also confused. Like I've gotten a lot from this meeting than I actually expected, and want to say thank you so much. Maybe final question, but not the least. I want to throw it to all of us. Has GHASKA played a role in your union, in your marriage, and what advice or word of encouragement do you have for the audience? I will start from the Tamaklos. Tamaklos, yeah, Tamaklos, not Tamaklos.
Okay. GHASKA has played a role. Yes. Like I mentioned, we met on campus, and that wasn't a GHASKA event. Okay. Nevertheless, there was this event, I think it was a GIC that we met at. Yeah. And my friends were the ones that were like, hey guys, I think you guys like they literally put us together. And yeah, that it was a at a GHASKA event. And one important thing I wanted to mention is that it's important to take advantage of these events. There are places where we can meet, discuss academic stuff, and also most importantly to socialize. I had a discussion recently about socializations and, connecting. Back home, I at University of Ghana, most people were like grabbing. They're like 4-0 or 1-0 or, level 100, that kind of thing. GHASKA could, be that platform, where people could meet, socialize. You could actually grab from GHASKA. So so yeah, I will encourage, people that are actually looking to, get married to actually, attend these events, get to meet people, get to interact. Yeah, get to know people and, have the conversations. I always say ask the difficult questions. And that's where you could see that, okay, I think I can work with this person. I think I'm in tune with this person. If you don't put yourself out there, you may never meet the person, that's actually there for you. And you may never know whether this person is good for me or not. So let's get out, let's get interactive, let's get to know people. GHASKA is there, especially as we are in Korea. If you are the person maybe like me who still enjoys eating Ghanaian food, delicious Ghanaian food, I always want to stress on that. Then you may want to, attend GHASKA, get, we go, all, get, our partners from GHASKA. Yeah, that's all I can say. I don't know if Madam has something to say.
Oh, yes, he said it all. Yeah. So, GHASKA, our friends put pressure on us. Even when I went back to Ghana, especially Ellie Apelete will be calling from time to time and ask, what is Doc saying? What is he saying? So he also played a major role in our union. So that's it.
And Ellie and Co, like they kind of like, boys, we meet and we talk. And like, yeah, I think I like this lady. I think this, that. So, and he already knew her. So, those, discussions go on. So when we met at GHASKA, they were like, hey guys, yeah, the love brewed in GHASKA spot. Anyway, if you know that story, love brewed in the African pot. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Don't take the gathering of GHASKA for granted. You don't know what awaits you at the gathering of GHASKA. Thank you. The time will close.
Oh my God.
How has GHASKA played a role in your union, and what word of advice or encouragement do you have for us?
Okay, I'll talk briefly and then my husband will continue. I think for us, at GHASKA didn't per se play a direct role because I think when we met in 2014, if my memory serves me right, GHASKA was launched somewhere 2015. Yeah, but then we still had a circle of friends. And I think a few months after I met my husband, that was when Dr. Mause, Dr. Adol came into Canada, no, sorry, South Korea. And he has been someone who knew my husband for so many years from back from Ghana. And so you would expect that in a foreign land where you meet someone to do your endorsement checks, you need people who knew him more than you. And he was one of those people that I would intentionally, and luckily we are all from Volta region, so I would intentionally bring conversations in our dialect and all that, play around him, but I was fetching for information to be sure of what I was getting into. And so even if you meet outside of even if you meet outside of GHASKA, I believe that GHASKA is a safe place that you can do your endorsement checks. If you understand what I mean, you would have people who knew your partner back from home more than you. And so since we are on a foreign land and you don't have their families around to ask around, you can use resources or people from GHASKA to do your checks. And you can equally, as the Tamiklo said, meet your spouses, great minds, people who are on similar journey with you and understand the struggle of being abroad. You can meet them there, and you never know what to expect. So I would encourage that get involved as much as you can, have an open mind, and have honest conversations. Sometimes we are not honest, and it makes it more difficult to build tangible relationships with people we meet. And so if you are looking for something good, when the foundation is not right, whatever building you build will collapse. And so if you are looking for something that will stand the test of time, be honest when you meet in such places, have honest conversations, and I believe that it can blossom into great marriages. Yes, I don't know if my husband has anything to say.
Yeah, quick, just to add to that, I for also GHASKA, somehow, as my wife said, not directly when we started, but GHASKA played quite a role also in our union. We had our wedding, our white wedding in Korea, and I think, if I remember, they said it was the first Ghanaian wedding that was what happened in South Korea, and we had GHASKA people coming in to help us a lot. As Dr. Philip said, Dr. Philip was our MC, co-MC. We have Nicola also as a co-MC. We had quite a lot of GHASKA people coming on board. Dr. Rita was there for us. Dr. Mause, my buddy, was there. I had Dr. Wilson being my best man and all that. So you see, all coming from GHASKA. So I had an entire GHASKA team coming, and I will say that during our wedding, it actually blew our mind that a lot of people came on board. The whole place or the hotel that we hired for the wedding was fully packed up. And to our amazing, it got to a point that we had people, restaurants bringing their food to support us in the marriage, during our wedding. So you see, if you create that, you become part of such a community. It is not only about what you learn or what you get, but when you are also in need, they show up for you. And on a foreign land, you need a community that will always show up for you when you need them. So I would advise that so far as you are in South Korea, no matter whatever you are pursuing, whether schooling or whatever, affiliate yourself with a group and be sincere in the group. I see our finance team pay your dues and all that. Please be sincere, be faithful, pay that dues, contribute whatever way that you can contribute. The programs or the events they are organizing is for you. It's not for them. So let's always participate in that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you please, let's fly our emojis, right? I want to be sure you are not sleeping. I want to be sure you actually did not miss this. So let's fly our emojis. I want to see a lot of them flying around. That is if you want to go and sleep. Otherwise, we'll be here. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. You are not sleeping. Okay. So on behalf of my husband and then also the GHASKA, the leadership, we want to say a very big thank you to our couples that agreed to be on our panel tonight, the Jiajimans, the Tawaklos, and the Jaglates. God bless you so much. Personally, it's like I've picked a lot of things because we are just almost 5 years, and then we have people who have been in relationship for 11 years, and then we have the Ejiajimans who have been married for almost 10 years. So it's we have a lot of learning to do. And even from our young couple, we still learned a lot. And I want to plead with the GHASKA leadership that you should have more of such sessions. It's really encouraging and it will help even those who have marriage in mind. It will really help them because there's a lot of nuggets that we all picked if you agree with me tonight. So God bless you all so much. We appreciate your time. I know in Canada it's early in the morning and in Korea here it's past 10 p.m. and today is Saturday. So of course you should be having movie night with popcorn, but you are here. So God bless you so much and we truly appreciate you. Thank you so much and God bless you. Let's do have a good night. I'll hand over to our organizer.
Mrs. Arnold.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I'm handing over to you. I've not forgotten you. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I also have a question. So initially, I think the conversation was about most of our speakers said they met their couple or their wives in church. So I wanted to ask you, as elders of Pentecost Church, when is service starting tomorrow? What time does service start?
Okay. Thank you, and we welcome you anytime, any day to fellowship with us. Service start at 10 a.m.
Okay.
And I must say that we have assemblies at 4 different locations. We have one in Seoul, one in Baju, one in Songtan, and one in Ansan. So anyone that is close to you, you can join them. And we also have one online, which is the e-church. So if your location is far from all this, for instance, you are in Busan, which means that all the assemblies are far from you, you have 8:30 a.m. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you. Then I'll join the
And also,
previous.
we want to apologize for not having the open forum. It's because the sessions, it was so interactive. We were just enjoying every bit of it, and then our time was against us. That's why we couldn't have the open forum. But we are trusting that the leaders, right?
Yeah.
They'll bring another session of this, then we can have more of the open forum. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so just to react, there's a question in the chat, but somebody's asking about how we meet. Yes, how we meet is a story for another day. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. and Mrs. Ando. I think tomorrow you see me in church. I'll come with Prince Quason and Wilson Benjamin. Yes, we have a lot of work to do. And I was actually really excited by hearing our speakers. Most of them, my wife, my husband. I mean, it's wonderful to hear such titles, you see. And I even had Babe, which is actually also very pleasing to hear, you see. Yeah, I mean, and then the host wasn't fair to some of the single guys pressing the necks and stuff. So, but I mean, all the same, we will survive. Yes, God will take care of us. So, thank you very much, everyone, for joining today's program. We'd like to just have about a minute or two. Please spare me about a minute or two. Um, all right. Um, so I would like to speak to you about the GHASKA Sports Festival. So the GHASKA Sports Festival is an annual event that takes place every year, and it's an opportunity for us to celebrate Ghanaian sports and then Ghanaian food. And this year we'll be having it at the John Book College of Health, which will be in Gimcheon. So I urge everyone, if you have not registered, please kindly scan the QR code right now. You can do that. It's very simple. You can just pick your phone and scan the QR code and then register. And if you have any question, you can contact Master Akim and Mr. George. Yes. And I mean, none of them mentioned that they met their wives there, but the stories are different. Yes, maybe you can meet your own here. Yeah. So please do well to attend the event. It's on the 4th of July, which is a Saturday. Also, we also have the GHASKA Innovative Conference. Right now, there's preparation for this event, and then the committee is calling on everyone to submit abstracts for presentation on that day, and then the deadline for submission is June 30. So please do well if you have a project. I mean, GHASKA Innovative Conferences have had impact in Ghana. I mean, we've had massive impact, and we would like everyone to at least put in a little effort and come on board so we make this event a successful one. Thank you. So our next episode will be on the 18th day of June 2026, and then the theme will be From Knowledge to Nation Building, Turning Expertise into Impact. That promises to be another exciting event, and I hope to see you there. On behalf of the GHASKA executives, we'd like to say a very big thank you to our moderator, Mr. and Mrs. Ado, and then all our speakers for making time to join us this evening and for wonderful ideas shared today. We truly love everything. I mean, my favorite part was that particular question. Yes, that particular question. Yeah. Thank you very much to everyone, and I'd like to say good night to you all. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Kamsahamnida.